Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to my space. I've got a little bit of a different view this morning. I changed my alchemy space around a bit, and so you guys are getting to see a little bit more of my where all the magic happens, or where a lot of the magic happens. So, thank you so much for being here today. If you're here, let me know you're here and how you're doing this morning. There's a lot of energy this week, and it has been something, right? So, hi, Tracy. Good morning and welcome. So, here we are. We are on the eve of a black new moon, right? And a partial solar eclipse. Oh, thank you, Tracy. Yeah, it's just the way that I've got everything positioned now. So now you get to see my where my products are displayed and my really fun toile couch. It's actually a little like dining set that I absolutely love. That's where I do my in-person readings. So it's really fun. Anyway, so we're in this black new moon, right? And a partial solar eclipse. So lots of energy, lots and lots of energy. And I'm sure that you've been feeling it. I've been feeling it for the entire week, right? And it's a lot. It's a lot of energy. So, what I want to talk about today, my moon message with Michele today, is all about um, really just understanding what the purpose of all this is. Okay, so we've got two things going on. We've got the black new moon, which means that this is the second new moon in this month of April. And then we've got this partial solar eclipse. So the new moon is all about setting intentions, right? And we set intentions all day, every day, whether we understand it or not, whether we realize it or not. We are always setting intentions. These intentions either help us set us up for success, or they kind of keep us stuck or not successful, right? Depending on what the intentions are. It's up to us to know what our intentions are and what intentions we're setting, right? Um, and it's not about being perfect with these intentions. It to me, it's all about the balance, and we want the setting ourselves up for success intentions to outweigh the the keeping us stuck intentions, even if it's just slightly. That will sway everything. Okay, so we just need to know. And then we've got this other added element to all of this energy, which is that we're in the season of spring, which is all about air. It's ruled by the element of air, and air is all about our thoughts. It's all about our minds. It's all about our heart, right? And finding that balance really between the head and the heart, which is what this is all about, right? With this human and spiritual self, right? Um, and air is kind of an easy element to resist, right? It's kind of like fire in a lot of ways. Um, fire, we know we need it, but we don't want to get close to it. It was so interesting. I took my daughter to an appointment. I dropped her off on Wednesday. And when I was heading back home, the on ramp to the highway, all the way on the side, there was a car on fire. And I mean, on fire. It was so on fire. And I was like 2 lanes over. So I was quite a ways from it. I wasn't in any danger. But I was shocked at the amount of heat that I felt in that quick time that I passed it. It was immense. And, it was a little scary. And I was in no danger, but just feeling all that heat was shocking and scary. It's kind of the way that we feel with air, right? We like air. We know that we need air. It's necessary, but too much air and we don't love it. My daughter's dog Lemon is so funny because she hates the wind. Like if it's windy and she needs to go out, she won't go out. She just stands there and is like, no, nope, I'm not going out in that wind. And I find myself to be much the same way. I like a nice gentle breeze, but when it's windy, I resist it. It's uncomfortable. It like rattles my brain or something. I don't know what it is, but I resist it. And yet we know that, air is essential, right? I mean, it's life, literally, right? It's a breath, it's life. So we've got this new moon, this black new moon, and this partial solar eclipse in Taurus, right? So this event that we're having is all about planting new roots and bringing in new chapters of growth, right? And a bunch of other things, but that's kind of the simple, pared down that I came to, and that the moon was really talking to me about, and the sun, right? Because it's a partial solar eclipse. Um, and really, when we're talking about new growth and planting gardens and things like that, air is essential to new seeds, right? It really is. That is how we, the earth replenishes. The air and the wind carry seeds from one area to another so that they can take root and grow and, become a new, nurturing area. I can't think of the word. Sorry, it's escaping me. But like forestation and things like that. So we really want to be aware of this. This is how so many plants and flowers come to grow in new areas because the air carries the seeds. We need that, right? And it's life giving. So we want to remember that. But it's tricky. It's tricky, right? It is tricky. It can make us really, at the end of the day, I've been sitting with this aspect of air for a few weeks. My Michelle's Magic Box, which was formerly known, I feel like Prince when I say that, Michelle's Magic Box, formerly known as Grown Up Timeout Plus. But we're in week 2, creation, and of this spring season. And so I'm thinking a lot about this season and what it means to me and what air means to me. And really, when it comes down to it, what I don't like about a lot of wind and air is that I feel unstable. I feel insecure. It makes me feel scared, unsafe, off balance in some way, right? So we want to be really aware of that, right? I mean, there's nothing that I love more than a nice breeze on a warm day, or like riding in a convertible with the wind blowing in my hair. I love that. But that's controlled, right? This uncontrolled air is where we get a little wonky. And so we want to be mindful of that. So what I'm feeling and what the moon and the sun and the partial solar eclipse, how they were speaking to me, is it's like this beautiful Trinity, this holy Trinity. It's the air and the moon and the sun all combining, right? To help us really find our magic within. And we want to really ask the air to help us to find the stability within during this eclipse season and during this new moon and all this volatility that it's bringing, right? Calling in the air element and allowing it to blow out what no longer serves, to clean out the past their sell by date thoughts and ideas and patterns and beliefs, whatever it is, right? Those things that are weighing us down, keeping us in lack consciousness, right? This is very important, and ties totally into the partial solar eclipse. Making sure that our lives are rooted in what we truly value. That's what the solar eclipse does. It brings light to where the fat is, so to speak, to where the extraneous stuff is that we don't need, where the clutter is that's keeping us from our purpose and from our priorities, right? It's all of the junk that is keeping us from being rooted to what we truly value, right? And keeping us from truly creating the gardens that we want, not just throwing seeds willy-nilly, but purposefully, intentionally planting these gardens. Okay. We want the air to whisk away whatever's holding us back, whatever's keeping us stuck, whatever is keeping us in lack, right? In lack consciousness, so that we have room for the very, very, very intentional thoughts. I cannot emphasize the very, very, very intentional thoughts enough. Those thoughts, those intentional thoughts that will create the garden that we want, the garden of our dreams, right? So that we're not just throwing seeds willy-nilly hoping, right? So, two types of abundance. This is all really simple stuff today. And, when I was getting these messages as they were all coming in, I'm like, this is too simple. But then I was reminded so beautifully that all of the success is found in the simple, right? Lies are complicated. And when we overcomplicate things, it actually takes us further away from what we want. So we want to be really mindful of that. That's a lie that we've been told by whoever, society, people, whoever, that if it's not complicated, it's not good, right? That's honestly not the truth. The truth is, the plain and simple truth is, the more simple, the better. And we can get so into the complex ideas and workings and things like that and thinking that that's how we have to do it. And we forget these simple things, right? And that just takes us farther from what we want. So there is a space for the complicated and the deep and all of that, but not without the simple. And it all begins with the simple. So we're bringing it back to the simple today because especially in these times of really heightened energy that's like, wow, and just like, hold on. We want to ground into the simple concepts and the very simple truths. Okay. So, two types of intentions. I'm going to look at some comments here. I've got a lot of comments. Thank you guys. So Marianne says, oh, thank you, Marianne. I appreciate that so much. Tracy says, what a valuable focal point. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Marianne's a triple air. Holy cow. I love that, Marianne. I don't know if I'm a triple air or not. Let's see. I think I'm Libra, so I know that's air. I must be. I think I have like Aries something and Gemini. I think those are air. So, oh my goodness. I'm not versed in astrology. I can't remember stuff. It doesn't just stick with me, but I think those might be triple air too, which explains a lot, right? Oh, Sammy, never late, always a perfect time. And we're so happy to have you here too. Marianne says, got to keep it simple. Yep. And Sammy says she's a triple earth. Oh, I love that. I love all these triple things, right? It's like that holy trinity that I was just talking about with the air element and then the sun and the moon, right? The new moon. And so if you've got these things in triplicate, like it's easy to look at them as negatives or obstacles, but to me it's like, let's turn them into positives. Let's set ourselves up for success, right? And I love that. So, two types of intentions, right? We've got and two types of consciousness. We've got lack intentions and we've got abundance intentions. And we're in this space of so much energy swirling right now, so much all around. And, eclipses are often seen as really negative aspects, right? Like, ooh, bad things happen with eclipses. That's not true. If that's, this is the intention. If that's what we believe, eclipses are bad and they bring really horrible things, then guess what? That's going to happen. But if we say, no, this is a beautiful astro time that wants to come in and clean and clear and bring insight and shine the light even more on, where I need to work or the aspects that need some attention. It's going to be a beautiful time. Not that it may not be bumpy, not that it may not have challenges, but it won't be the disastrous thing that we think, right? So I think that eclipses are beautiful and a time to be aware and to be fully embodied. Okay. And that's what's so, so important. That is the number one rule that I got from the moon and the sun and the air element this week. Moving into this eclipse and new moon situation is that when we're working with this new moon and this eclipse energy, the number one rule is to be embodied, right? To recalibrate that compass, and then recalibrate it again. So, you guys, wherever you're watching this, share this video with somebody who you think might need a message today, who you think might need some support with dealing with all of this energy. And I'm talking personal support because this is the time when I'm going to ask you guys to please let me know if you want a personal message, if you want my guidance on how you might help yourself, right? How you might find some peace and some calm and some stability in the midst of all of this wonky energy that's going to make us feel off kilter. It is. That's the purpose of it. It's to help us to, right, grow our roots, because what happens when we feel like we're unstable? We find a way to make ourselves feel stable. And that energetically means growing our roots. That means finding more of a pedestal. That means finding more ways to ground into ourselves, right? That's how we ground into the earth. That's how we get grounded, is through our physical body and our energetic body, but it's through our physical body. That's why when we walk outside barefooted, it's like it grounds us like that, right? Our feet are the most permeable part of our body. If you didn't know that, I talk about that all the time, but they are where everything is connected, right? There is a spot on our feet that connects to every part of our body, every energy center, every organ, every emotion, right? So our feet are it. So for this new moon and for this eclipse that we're in, pay attention to your feet. Pay great attention to your feet. I am myself, and I'm suggesting this for everybody, to begin your day with a visual of your feet connected to the earth, and either, connection to the earth in some way. Everybody does it differently. For me, it changes. What works and what feels rooted and connected changes. It's not always the same thing. So sometimes it's visualizing roots growing from my feet down into the middle of the earth. Sometimes it's vines coming up from the earth and wrapping around my feet and ankles and tethering me. Sometimes it's like a pole of beautiful crystalline light that comes from the earth straight up my tailbone into my spine and up and out. Who knows what it would be, right? Who knows what it would be? But just find what works for you, and also be fluid in that what works for you today may not work tomorrow, and you might need to change it up a bit. Okay. And that's okay. That's how it is. We're energy. That means that it always wants to be moving and changing and going to new places and going to new spaces. So we want to be really, really aware of that. Okay. And yes, I asked you guys to share this video or tell people to come and watch if they need a personal message. Get your friends and loved ones in here, because we all need all the help we can get during this energy that we are entering into, that I believe we're in. And tomorrow it comes full force, and it's going to continue, right? The energy is the astro energy is pretty, it's going to be asking a lot of us over the next several months into July, I'm feeling. And I have no idea. I'm not an astrologist. That's just what I'm intuitively feeling. Okay. So invite them in. So Sammy says she would love a message. Wonderful. Thank you, Sammy. Anybody else watching that wants a personal message for how to really be embodied and grounded and really take advantage of this Trinity, this holy Trinity of air, moon, and sun during this eclipse and new moon? I would love to do that. So please put that in the comments. Okay, so it's all about being embodied, right? And being intentional with our intentions, right? And really noticing, where do our intentions lie? Are they in lack or are they in abundance? And this is really important. We have to distinguish, because always we're either moving towards abundance, right? Or we're moving towards lack. And so we want to be aware of our consciousness and where it's at, because we don't, it doesn't work to say, I want all this abundance, but I'm fully entrenched in all this lack consciousness, and then wonder why nothing's working, right? Or why things aren't working. We have to be aware, and we have to tweak, and we have to align our intentions very purposefully. And sometimes it takes not sometimes, it takes a tremendous amount of practice. And you know it a good habit, a habit that is supportive of us, and allows us to really be, set ourselves up for success, takes some time to come to be, right? But a habit that's rooted in lack, that's easier. That's an easier set point for the human in us, right? So it takes some doing, but it's very manageable. And once we get it, it's easier to stay there, right? So it's kind of like those roots, right? Once we have the basic root system, it's easy to tweak and grow it as we need, right? And the deeper our roots, the more flexible we are. So we want to be really aware about that. And that's part of wind and air. The air element is being flexible, right? Knowing that you can be tossed about and move, but you're not going to fall over. You're not going to break. You're just going to go move with ease and grace. Okay. So I have to talk about a tool that I have that I use constantly. It's one of my beautiful products, like those behind me right there. And this is my air blend. Okay, well, actually, I have two I want to talk about. So my air blend, it's phenomenal in helping us to be embodied, because it's very different than my earth blend. Okay. The earth is all about growing your roots, which is wonderful, right? We need that. We need that. And it's about helping us feel safe and secure, and all those things that the first energy center deals with, right? So money, safety, stability, security, home, all those things. Air is very different in that, but it embodies us as well. So air helps us move from the space of our head and the space where we're thinking, and drops us down into our heart space. Okay. And why this is so important is, when we're up here, we're not firing on all cylinders. We're only using the human part of our self. We haven't engaged the spiritual part, right? So when we drop from here into here, which my air blend does, we're engaging all of us. We're engaging the mind and the thoughts and the heart, the spiritual self, right? The heart is the first brain, right? This part of us, as fetuses, was developed first. The heart was developed before the brain. So this is really our first brain, and we forego it often for thinking and logic, which, wonderful. Thinking and logic have their place, but not in lieu of our first brain, the heart, right? So air drops us from here into our heart space, where we are engaging the whole complete person, and we are fully empowered. We're firing on all cylinders. And not more importantly, but also as important, it takes our thoughts from, like, the whirlwind, right? The tornado of thoughts that we get in, right? That spiral that takes us to that place of lack more often, right? When we're in a spiral of thoughts, we're not moving towards abundance, people. We know that, right? We're moving to lack consciousness. So it takes us from that. It slows those tornado of thoughts down and brings them to a nice, slow, leisurely, manageable space where we can determine, does that thought help me? Is it serving me? Is it abundant and helping me to set abundant intentions? Or is it moving me into lack? If it is moving me into lack, I want to press pause and choose a new intention, choose a new thought, right? But when we're in that tornado and we're moving so quickly, We don't know. We can't discern one thought from the other. They're all just there jumbled up, and we're just in the midst of it. Okay. And so we want to be really, really mindful about that. We want to be mindful, and air helps with that. The second one that I want to talk about is insight. This is my blend for this third energy center, or not third energy center, sorry, sixth energy center, the third eye, right? Which is also about our mind, right? This is about our mind and quieting. Okay, it's about our intuition. I'm trying to say this. So our third eye is all about our intuition. But when our mind and our thoughts are so active, so fast, so loud, we have no idea what our intuition is telling us, how our intuition is speaking to us, right? So I love insight together. I use them in combination quite often for myself personally, because air slows the thoughts. It drops us from our brain into the space of our heart, where we are fully empowered and connected to our personal power, right? And then insight comes in, and it helps to quiet those thoughts that are from our mind and heightens the frequency of our intuitive thoughts, right? So that we not only hear them and know them, but we're able to discern, because that's really the crucial key, right? Discerning. We can hear all day long. We can see all day long. We can know all day long. But if we're thinking, oh, that's just, I'm making that up, or that I'm just, pie in the sky, wishful thinking, whatever, the discerning is where it's at. So insight really helps us to discern what is our human mind versus our mind. Okay. So they work beautifully together, and they are incredible tools for this new moon and this eclipse, right? And it's not too late. I mean, here we are on Friday. If you have air and insight, great. If you don't, no problem. Get on my website and get them. I'll get them out to you today or tomorrow. You'll have them to still help you, because this eclipse energy is going to be around for a bit, right? And the new moon energy. Technically, whatever we're doing for the new moon, that starts today or tomorrow. I mean, tomorrow we can set our intentions and really begin it, but it's 2 weeks, right? It's a fortnight. So you'll have these products for more than that. And I've got a great special going on. I was hacked last week, unfortunately, on Instagram. I'm telling you, people, the means that people go to, it's like, let's just be honest and good. Why do we have to cheat people? I don't understand. But anyway, I was hacked. I became part of that tribe, and I never wanted to be any part of that tomfoolery. I worked really hard not to be, but I was caught on last Wednesday, and that was okay. Nobody was harmed. My team took care of it really quickly. And, all I was worried about was that my people would not fall for it. And thank God my inboxes, emails, texts, Facebook messages were flooded with people saying, were you hacked? Because they knew that what they were seeing was not me. I appreciate that so much. I appreciate that you guys know me and know not only what I am, but what I am not, right? Which is sometimes as important. So anyway, to celebrate that, to celebrate me joining that tribe, I'm turning lemons into lemonade. All of the stuff that they posted was about crypto. And so in honor of me being hacked with crypto, I'm offering you guys the advantage of getting $16 in free product, in bonus product with every $100 purchase. Okay. So, and 16, because I looked up what percent population has invested in crypto, and I found numbers ranging from 8 to 16. So I'm always going to go on the high side with you guys and give you guys the biggest advantage. So there we are with 16. So $100 in product, you get $16 worth of free product, which I will intuit what you need and what will be perfect for you. It'll be a little surprise. And then if you want some one-on-one guidance, which this is a perfect time to get it, spring is the time. We want to make sure that we are planting the correct seeds. We want to make sure that our intentions are in alignment with what we truly want. So I would love to help you with that. If you want the one-on-one guidance, go online, schedule your session, and then when we're done, I'm gonna send you a link to schedule a check-in, 16-minute check-in in 3 to 4 weeks after, so that we can make sure that we're still on the same path, find any tweaks that we might need, pivot wherever we need. So it's a wonderful win-win. I'm turning this really pain in the butt situation, honestly, that's not strong enough, pain in the ass situation, into, a great thing for all of us. So let me know if you want personal recommendations. And let's see, where was I? Oh, the other thing that I want to say is scrubs. My scrubs are wonderful for helping us to be embodied. The salt is a deep cleaner of our physical and energetic body, right? And they're also ionizers, which means we're full of positive ions. Those positive ions cause clutter, and they keep us from connecting to our intuition and our highest self. So that salt, the complete salt that I use, acts as a negative ion. So it goes in and pulls out all those positive ions, right? So it cleans and clears and embodies us immediately. I wash my hands with scrub all throughout the day. Sometimes, at average, I'd say 2-3 times a day, sometimes up to 5 or 6. If it's an incredibly, energetically chaotic day, or if I'm feeling like I've taken on a lot of stuff from everybody, or if I'm just feeling out of sorts. Okay. So any and all scrubs would be wonderful. If you want a personal recommendation, I would be happy to do that. Okay. So let me look here. Let's see. All right. So Sammy would like a message. Wonderful, Sammy. Teresa. Hi, Teresa. Welcome. Belinda. Hi, Belinda. So good to see you all here. I appreciate it. Tracy. Oh, is it Mercury retrograde? Oh, good God. Just what we need during all this other stuff, right? Natalie. Wonderful. Rose. Oh, let's see. Oh, hi, MJ. So good to see you. Rose, so good to see you. Oh, Marianne, thank you so much. Marianne says great products. I appreciate that, Marianne. And if you guys on Facebook, Marianne has the most incredible art. She does a lot of work with ancestors and undoing like the knots. That's the only word that could come to me, Marianne. I just saw all these knots that you undo. And it's amazing, phenomenal work. So go look for Marianne if you can. Belinda says, love your scrubs. Actually, all of your products. Thank you. Thank you so much, Belinda. Marianne would like a message. Hi, Will. Welcome. So nice to I don't think I've seen Will on here before. Oh, hi, Josh. Welcome. Josh, let me know if you want some guidance. Hey, and Josh, I love what you're doing with your new cooking show. Love it. It's awesome. So it's so interesting. I love to see the progression, right, of all of us over the years and where we've been and what we're doing. And Josh is a really skilled paranormal investigator. And now he is doing a really awesome cooking show with his partner, and it's beautiful. They've redone their kitchen and it's gorgeous. So go find him. Josh, put your let's see, Marianne, do you have a link? Do you have a link to your art? Put that in the comments, and Josh, put a link to your YouTube channel in the comments, right? So, okay, here we go. Let's see, Sammy. So all these messages are going to be about how you can find embodiment and grounding, so that really what it is, what I see, this visual that I have is, like I said, this holy trinity, right? And the air and the sun and the moon, right? And then we're in the middle. We're in the middle, and it's all moving around us. But it's like this beautiful, safe space. They're providing this boundary for us of safety so that we can be in between them all and take on all that they want to bring us without being harmed, right? It's the safe and protective space. So I absolutely love that visual. I hope that helps you guys. So Sammy, let me see. I got to spray a little spray. Got to ground after all that. Okay. Sammy, your heart feels so heavy, and I know you've had some grief, but it feels this feels ancestral. I mean, you've got your own, but it feels like there's ancestral stuff going on too. So some cleaning and, like just some mindfulness about that would be really helpful. Um, and I don't know what this is. You're the yogi, not me, but I see you in downward dog. So whatever movement of energy centers that downward dog brings, I feel will really help. And it feels like the heart down in some way, like and really, isn't that crazy? That's the triangle that I was just talking about. So that's what I'm feeling, Sammy. Do you have reclaim is what I'm feeling for you. If you have any reclaim, that just came up immediately. It's like it's time for you to really reclaim your power. And when I say reclaim, like when we talk about stepping into our power, I want to be, and this is a message for everyone here, okay? And anyone in the live and anyone who's watching the replay. When we talk about stepping into our power, this is not a new space that we're stepping into, right? It might feel new because we don't remember it, but this is the space that we were born into. We're just reclaiming it. We're not learning it. We're reclaiming it. We were there, we've moved from it, we've forgotten a lot about it. It's just about the remembering and the reclaiming. Okay. So that's what's feeling good for you today, Sammy. Okay. Thank you. I hope that helps. Okay. It's something happened and my numbers went like, whoa. And I know you guys are still here. So Teresa, Belinda, Tracy, Natalie, MJ, Rose, Marianne, and Will, please let me know that you're still here. Just comment so that I don't, go on and on if you're not. All right. So Teresa. Oh, Teresa. So this eclipse for you is all about warmth. Okay. So it's about allowing the sun to come in, opening your heart center and allowing the sun to come in and fill you with warmth, to fill you with a spark, to fill you with inspiration. Okay. So it's also the breath. So what I'm feeling is be outside for, as much as you can in the direct sun, like 20 minutes at a time, 10 to 20 minutes at a time, no sunglasses, just direct sun, taking it in. No sunscreen as well, right? Just take it in and allow that sun to permeate all your cells, all the nooks and crannies, so that you can feel warmed from the inside out. That's the really important thing, okay? Warmed from the inside out. Okay. Belinda. Okay, Belinda, they're showing me when I tuned into you immediately, I saw you that triangle that I was just talking about of the air, the sun, the moon, and us in the middle. You see yourself like down here, way outside of it and exposed. Okay, feeling exposed or vulnerable in some way. So that's what I want you to do for this new moon. That's what's really coming through is see yourself in that triangle. See yourself within those protective walls of that Holy Trinity, right? See yourself as really getting all of the nourishment and wisdom from these three aspects, right? The air, the the air, the moon, and the sun. It's all coming so quick that I'm having a hard. I need some air right now to like calm my thoughts. I should have had them at the ready. Anyway, bring yourself into that space. Practice that, not only for this new moon, but for this whole eclipse time. And allow yourself to really feel safe within there. Okay. Does that make sense, Belinda? I hope so. All right, Tracy. Is Tracy still here? I don't think I see Tracy. So I'm going to go to Natalie. Natalie's still here. Okay, Natalie. And Tracy, If I hear you, if I see you, I will go right back to you. Don't worry, you're not going to be forgotten. Oh, Natalie. Okay. Natalie, this event that we're in, the moon, the black new moon, and the partial solar eclipse feels all about the air for you. Okay. Air feels like essential. Because I keep seeing you as like the windsock, that's just kind of all over the place, all over the place, all over the place, but so quick that like it's not tethered, right? So I see it moving, 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 and then off, right? Off into, carried who knows where. And so it's like tethering yourself. Use the air to help you grow your roots, to help you tether to your highest self, to your physical body. Feels like you're not really paying attention much to your physical body. And so you want to be really, really careful about that. Okay. Like you're aware of it, but like you're not giving it the love and attention that it needs right now. Okay. And for you. Okay, Natalie, I hope that helps. Okay. MJ. Oh, I'm so excited to give MJ a message. I've missed you, MJ, in the past seasons that you were in. I never got to connect with you one-on-one and give you the messages. So let's see what's coming through. Oh, MJ, this is interesting. So I opened myself up a little too much, I think, but gotta give it as it comes. So MJ, I'm seeing M's all around you. So I know you're M, right? But I'm seeing other M's. So are there other female M's around you spiritually? I'm seeing several of them. I'm also seeing the initial C, like cat or, Charlie. So where do those come in? And I'm also seeing the number 4 and a number 6. So that would mean April is significant in some way to you or to these M's that are in the spiritual realm, and June, or the number 4, the number 6. So can you validate any of that? I feel like they just want to say hi really quick. And they're talking about trust. So that's your message. So they want you also to get in the middle of that Holy Trinity. Plant yourself in the middle in a space that feels safe and secure and comfortable. And then allow the connection and allow the help. That's what I'm hearing is you're not allowing the help. Like you believe it, you trust that the help is there, but there's something keeping you from asking for the help, whether it's guilt or feeling unworthy or like you don't want to bother him or you don't want to, things aren't important or whatever. Ask for the help. Call it in. And it's important because we pray and we do all these things and like, it's easy to think that we don't need our spiritual angels and our team around, to help us. I mean, because, we just need to ask source or God, Jesus, whatever. Yes, that is true. But we've got this incredible spiritual team that hangs around all the time, just waiting for us to ask for help, just waiting for them to be able to use their expertise and to be able to bring more magic and more miracles. And when we don't, they're just sitting around twiddling their thumbs waiting. That spiritual law says that because we are humans and we have free will, that our spiritual people cannot intervene unless it's a matter of life and death before our time, unless they are invited in. So MJ, invite them in. I hope this makes sense. Oh, and MJ says, yes, there are. So there are M's, MJ. I think that's what you mean. What about the C's? And what about the 4 and the 6? Do those make sense as well? I would love to know. So interesting. Okay, Rose. Okay, it's so what I keep seeing when I tuned into you, Rose. I love this. Oh, Tracy's back. Okay, no problem, Tracy. I'm going to do you right after Rose. Okay, so right after Rose, right before Marianne. So Rose, you know how in Alice in Wonderland, I think this is an Alice in Wonderland. I don't know, but I see it. I see it clearly, and I know it's from my youth. So, like the White Rabbit has the clock, I think, like the the clock and the hand is just going like this, right? Well, that's what they're showing me for your compass. Okay. That your compass isn't able to really be recalibrated to true north. Like it gets there and then it starts moving again. And so you really want to work on that. You really want to work on embodying yourself. And what it feels like is hand to body. Like you got to bring your hands to your body. Okay. In fact, I've seen this with so many of you guys that we're going to do. I'm gonna schedule a meditation, a free meditation, guided next week, all about embodiment, and some really great visuals have come to me. So if you guys want to make sure that you're included in it, it'll be on Zoom next week sometime. I'm not sure when. I'll record it so that if you can't attend live, you can catch it on the replay, but message me somewhere wherever we connect, and I'll make sure that I get you the Zoom link and the details of time. But Rose, this is essential. You've really got to be connecting with your body. And I know that it's a real challenge, especially with everything that's gone on in life. Life is throwing doozies at people, and then doozies on top of doozies and doozies on top of doozies and doozies, right? So it's our job here, as shitty as it is and as tiring as it is, and as much as we want to just throw in the towel and quit, we've got to really find the way to pick ourselves up, which you keep doing, Rose, I know, but find new ways to be embodied. And each time life throws something else at us, it really is an opportunity to fine tune and find new ways to go deeper and to better embody ourselves. So that's what it feels like. MJ, I need to go back. MJ, there was a product that was coming through for you, and I forgot to say it because I got so excited about the M's that you said there were. So this is voice, and this is all about trusting yourself and letting go of those beliefs that are holding you back, and those beliefs that are holding you in lack consciousness, right? So all those things that I said are keeping you from fully connecting with those loved ones who want to help you. Voice will help clear all that. That voice is so amazing when it comes to helping us move from old beliefs and move from patterns. And just as an aside, MJ, voice is not available on my site right now because it's not one of the spring collection products, but I can get that for you. So guys, if there's something that's not on my site right now and you want it, just message me. I'll see what I can do. And usually I can come through with it. So Rose, for you, your reclaim as well. Reclaim is what you need. You need to reclaim by remembering who you are, remembering what you're here for, remembering all that's promised you, remembering the abundance that you are. That's what reclaim helps with. So, Rose, I hope that makes sense. Okay. All right, Tracy. Oh, yeah, Tracy. Okay. I see you in this holy trinity. Okay. This holy trinity of air, moon, and sun. You are pegged at the top in the air, which means too many thoughts, too like toilet brain and brain on the Autobahn, right? You're going like 120 miles an hour, all the thoughts, and there's like 500 of them. And what that is doing is it's not allowing you to really connect with the moon and the sun and all the magic that they're bringing to you. Okay. So, air would be a great product for you right now. It would be really helpful. And just do whatever you can to move from that space of air, move more into the center of that Holy Trinity trial so that you are receiving fully from all three. Okay. Does that make sense, Tracy? I hope it does. Okay. Marianne. Hi. Oh, Natalie, let me see. Natalie, I'll get right back to you. Okay. So Marianne. It's so interesting, Marianne. You're a triple air, you said, but what I see you in the midst of that triangle, but you're floating. You're actually on the water and you're in really nice, calm waters and you're just floating easily and effortlessly. And it's like you're moving within the triangle on all these different, to the different side and going over here and getting a little of the moon and getting air and then back to the moon and then the sun. And so you're just floating and in this place of respite. That's really what it feels like. And or what you need. That's what you need. And the thing that I'm feeling is like and I'm seeing 4 to 6. It feels like 4 to 6 weeks, but it might be 4 to 6 months, and it might be 4 to 6 months with the buildup really in the last 4 to 6 weeks of an attack on your nervous system. Like your vagus nerve is, it's really taking a toll. It's really taking a beating this last little while. My Soothe blend is wonderful for the nervous system. That's why I created it. I created it like a year and probably 20 months ago because my nervous system was shot and I needed something to help me calm down. All of the typical tools that I was using were not working. And so it really, really helps. And this is what's calling to me for the Soothe with you also, Marianne. Has got black pepper, which is all for the heart meridian, okay, which has a lot of different points that it goes to, right? The heart meridian. So it would be really helpful for that. So again, that's one that's not in my spring collection, but if you are interested, just let me know. Okay. And Natalie, let's see what's coming up for beautiful Natalie. Several. So I'm trying to pare it down. I've got like 4 that jumped in all at once. So I'm trying to pare it down and decide which is the one for you right now. Sacred feels like the one that's needed right now. So guys, just a little teaching moment of how this works with me and my products. Okay. When I'm recommending and I get, several products, I discern because they're all not going to be useful right at this moment, right? Like we might need 4 different products to deal with 4 different issues, but what we want is which product and which issue needs to be dealt with first, right? We want to deal with this so that then we can deal with this, so that then we can deal with this, so that then we can deal with this, right? If we start, like one of the things that was coming up for Natalie is fire. But if we go with fire before sacred, it's not going to do any good. We've got to get that foundation of Natalie absolutely knowing and trusting in her sacredness as a spiritual and human being, right? Then we can work with the fire to help bring focus and things like that. Okay, so sacred is what I'm feeling for you, Natalie, just to help you remember who you are, right? Different from reclaim. A little different quite a bit different. Reclaim is us remembering our birthright, right? As of like that we don't have to learn. We don't have to learn. Oh, there's Jojo. Hi, Jojo. Hi. Come on down. Good down, Jojo. Yeah, you want to get up here? Hi. Okay. She wants to come to the party right now, guys. Okay. Give mom kisses. Thank you. All right. So reclaim is us remembering that we don't have to learn how to claim our power. We just have to remember, right? That this is just who we are. Sacred is similar, but sacred takes us more up. So reclaim is very grounding, right? And it's about those kind of getting out of the human aspects of those lower 3 chakras and getting out, letting all that junk get out of the way so that we remember that we know how to do this. We know how to, claim our power, to be in our power, to be embodied, all of that. Sacred is more about the upper chakras and that deep, deep connection to our spiritual self where we know that the alchemist that we are. Right. And we know that it's something, again, that we don't need to learn. We just need to remember. right? So that's a distinction, if that makes sense. So anyway, Natalie, sacred is where I would go for you. Okay, Marianne, did that make sense for you? I hope that that helped and made sense. And now Will. Okay. Will, let's see. Where is Will? Oh, Will, you need voice as well. There are two beliefs that you have been working with and working on for several years that you just keep getting hooked into. You just keep getting pulled back in. Okay. And voice will help you unhook and stay unhook, which is very, very important. Okay. Very important, because what we want to do with these patterns, and let me be clear, this is a teaching moment again for all of us, right? When I say so that you don't get hooked, so that you move from the pattern and then you don't get hooked again, that does not mean that the pattern will not come back up and that you will not have an opportunity to learn more and to move more of the energy, right? That is not what it means. The hook means that you are hooked to it and you're not moving and you're staying there and you feel controlled by it again, right? The trick is we want to get enough movement and space with these patterns so that when they come back up, we don't go into that critical mindset of, oh, here I am back again. I did something wrong. Nope. You did everything right, because you have another opportunity to come through and get more space, get more movement, learn even more about it, right? But if we're hooked into it and there's no movement, the opportunity is gone. Okay. So voice will really help. Okay. I want to see some of this. Okay. MJ says, that all makes sense. Asking for help is always my downfall. Oh boy, do I ever get that, MJ? That has been a real challenge for me. But what I have found is that the more I am willing to ask for help, the stronger I get internally. Okay. So it's like a irony, right? But the more I'm willing to ask for help and allow help, the stronger I get within myself and within life. Okay. Perfect reminder. Rose says, thank you, Rose. I appreciate that. Natalie. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I love this. I'm looking at Alice in Wonderland on my current desktop as we speak. Love how the information is given to all I can relate to. Thanks for letting you hijack. I love that. And that is called a cleat-on. Okay. That is simply a message for somebody else resonates with you. So when we hear a message for somebody else and it resonates, we don't want to think, oh, I'm hijacking that, or that's not mine, I'm just going to steal it, or, I shouldn't be. Or no, our people in spirit are going to get the message to us however it needs to come. If it needs to come through somebody else, perfect. I was once at a John Edward event, okay? And I had been at the event, one of his events, like the year before or something, and my mom got a reading from him, and it was pretty incredible. So we're at the event the next year, and the people in front of me, every single piece of information that came through for them resonated with me and my family. All the names, the dates, everything was exact. And I didn't try to, I didn't raise my hand and go, oh, that fits with me too. I just took that as my people coming through to say, hi, we're here, right? As a beautiful connection. And whatever message John gave to that family, I took as a message for our family as well. So that's a cleat-on. So Tracy, you didn't hijack anything. It's just a beautiful reminder that we're all connected and that the information can come through to us through someone else, right? So thank you. And okay, Natalie, thank you so much. And thank you for that, Marianne. I appreciate that so much. And I so appreciate you guys being here today and letting me spend this time for you and connect to you and share my guidance that I have. And I want to leave you with one last thought. Oh, and sorry, before I go, I just have to say thank you so much for spending these Fridays with me. I've loved this. It wasn't my plan, But the last few lives that I've done on YouTube have been on Friday, and it's been really fun. Friday is ruled by Venus, and Venus is all about beauty and love and relationship and all these wonderful things. And, you know, Venus is about sensitivity as well. And we're all sensitive. So I love that we're connecting on a Friday so far. Maybe it'll keep happening. Who knows? You know, I'm always just going with the flow. But thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. I'm honored by your presence and by your continued support. Please let me know how I can help. If you want that one-on-one, like I said, take advantage. This, you know, I'm turning this hackery tomfoolery into the benefit for everybody. And so take advantage of the $16 in bonus product with $100 or more purchase of product and the one-on-one reading. You get a 16-minute check-in. Like, guys, that's worth like $56 or something like that. So, you know, a lot more than 16. So take advantage of it. Take advantage of, you know, what those assholes did and that we're turning lemons into lemonade and get your bonuses. So, and let me know if you want more product recommendations, let me know. Jojo and I are always here for you. And again, if you want something and it's not on my site, don't worry, message me. We'll see what we can do. And I can usually do something. So last reminder about this, this event that we're in tomorrow. The eclipse is full of magic. It is full of so much medicine, right? And the new moon too, like this black new moon. How often do we have the gift of 2 new moons in 1 month? I mean, you really want to take advantage of this and allow it to nourish us in all the ways it wants to. It's, you know, these both are full of beautiful tools and all of the support that we need for growth and expansion and to further our wisdom. So thank you all so much. I appreciate you. I love you. And I hope you have the most gorgeous Friday and an incredible black new moon and partial solar eclipse. So thank you so much. Have a beautiful day and we'll talk soon.